Good Morning Richmond Early Edition starts now.
Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Richmond Weekend Edition. I'm Caitlin Sherwood here with Paul Milliken.
Yep.
Paul, it has been a beautiful weekend.
It has been. Yesterday was absolutely perfect, and today is going to be more of the same. Now, here is the question, because you're a Virginia girl. You're from here. Your family's here. Now, do you love the hot, humid weather?
Sometimes, if I can be at a pool or somewhere at the river.
That's how I feel too. Now, later on in the week, I'm just going to warn you then, we're going to be up right around 100 degrees.
Oh, goodness.
It's in the very near future,
hot,
so
hot.
prepare yourself now.
Breaking news now.
This coming out of Florida, where Casey Anthony is now a free woman. Anthony was just released after midnight, just 12 days after she was acquitted of murder in the death of her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee. The 25-year-old left the Orange County Jail in an SUV with her attorney, Jose Baez. Sources report Anthony boarded a plane at Orlando Executive Airport early this morning. No word on where she is headed, but security experts are warning her to avoid the public.
You have to have someone with you. We call it shadowing you 24/7. You can't see people the way you used to. You can't go out to clubs the way you used to. You can't. Your life has changed 100%.
Anthony's attorneys say there have been 7 serious death threats against her, but police say the threats are not credible. Meanwhile, people upset about the verdict against Casey Anthony spent Saturday protesting outside the Orlando jail where she was being held. The protesters held signs demanding, quote, justice for Kaylee, and lashed out at jurors who found the 25-year-old mother not guilty of murdering her daughter. But not everyone was protesting. Some came out to support Anthony. One man even played a song on his guitar that he says he wrote for her. Topping overnight news, fights break out last night after an underage party in Henrico County. Just before 11 last night, police responded to the intersection of Maywell Street and Thalbro Street for crowd control. Officers say some of the partygoers were exposed to pepper spray and were treated on scene. Richmond police also assisted in the incident. Friends and family came together yesterday to honor 35-year-old Thomas Berry. The Henrico police officer died Tuesday after an off-duty motorcycle accident. Police tell 8 News he collided with the SUV while riding his motorcycle along Ridgefield Parkway. Berry's friends say he will never be forgotten.
You don't forget a guy like TJ. So the fact that he's not here, it's hard, but his memories are just going to live with all of us, and we'll talk about him. We'll share those experiences with his kids.
Berry leaves behind a wife and 4 children. Welcome back. So we've been talking about this Carmageddon project in Los Angeles all weekend long. Check this deal out, offered by JetBlue to help prevent backups.
This is so crazy. So here,
China is upset after President Barack Obama's meeting with the Dalai Lama, saying it is an act that has, quote, grossly interfered in China's internal affairs. The statement comes just hours after President Obama's Saturday meeting with the Dalai Lama in Washington. China believes the Dalai Lama is intent on ending Chinese rule over Tibet. The foreign ministry says this meeting has, quote, hurt the feelings of the Chinese people and damaged the Sino-American relations. In Afghanistan, it's the end of an era as NATO prepares to hand over provincial security to Afghan forces. Meanwhile, General David Petraeus gives up his post on Monday to begin his new job as head of the CIA. Petraeus was awarded the position on July 4th, 2010. He's expected to begin September 6th. We have an update now on those Chilean miners who were rescued last year. Each of the 33 miners are now suing the government of Chile for up to $600,000 each. The miners say the lawsuit is not against the Chilean president who organized the rescue effort, but instead against the state for allowing conditions that led to the 2010 accident that left them trapped underground for 69 days. Coming up next, the U.S. women's soccer team will play for the World Cup in the day ahead.
all right, if Juan was not acting weird enough for you this morning,
I feel like every weekend he's just...
It gets worse and worse, too. A little more loopy every time. All right, well, it's time now for your weird story of the day. I love this story, too. You know, you're already hearing a lot about the presidential election coming up.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of candidates, a lot of people throwing their hat in the ring. Well, one race for office is happening right now, but it's certainly not dramatic. Take a look at the story I found online. The ballots in Tar Heel, North Carolina are being printed blank because nobody signed up to run for office. Now, there are open positions for mayor and 3 members of town council, and apparently nobody wants the job. So since nobody is running, the people with the most write-in votes will end up winning. Why do I have a feeling like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny and stuff are going to end up on those ballots?
Right.
Just about 100 people live in Tar Heel. So honestly, there's a pretty good chance anybody could end up winning. There's only 100 people. I say that you and I start a campaign.
That's what I think. We can head down there. We could be mayor and vice mayor, maybe.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I think we probably don't even need to live there. Like, we could just do it all online.
I think we could have fun running a town, Paul.
Absolutely. It would be the weirdest town you ever saw in your life. We're both obsessed with the show Pretty Little Liars, so it would be like the town show. Like, every week you all have to get together. I love it.
Yes.
All right, we'll talk about this coming up. All right, let's talk about what's going on in weather.
Topping Virginia news, a teenager is charged with murder after police in Clifton Forge find a woman's body in the trunk of a car. Police arrested Enrique Mascaro after finding a body in the trunk of his car Friday night. A cell phone tower led investigators to Mascaro and to his car. Both Mascaro and the woman were reported missing after police found a crime scene in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
And they found some stuff at the crime scene, some evidence that led them to believe that there had been possibly somebody injured.
Now, Mascaro is being held in jail. No word on the name of the victim just yet. Now, 2 area teachers are among those selected from 27 countries to attend the Honeywell Space Academy this summer. 8 News anchor Amy McGlane introduces us in today's Education Alert. Turning now to an 8 News health alert. Australian scientists say they may have discovered a new way to detect signs of Alzheimer's disease. It's all based on an eye test. Doctors say the disease causes changes in the eyes and not just the brain. Experts looked at photographs of the nerve layers in the eye and found that certain blood vessels actually match the amount of brain deposits that can signal Alzheimer's. They say more research is necessary. And coming up next on Good Morning Richmond Weekend Edition, we'll have a look at an expensive new technology unveiled in California. Turning now to world news, yesterday Tokyo formally announced its bid to host the 2020 Summer Olympics. The announcement comes on the 100th anniversary of the Japanese Olympic Committee and the Japan Sports Association. Other cities being considered are Rome and Madrid. The host will be chosen in September 2013. Turning now to an 8 News consumer alert. A new iPad for less than $100 sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's the deal that was offered Friday on the Sears website. For a few hours, online shoppers were told they could get an iPad 2 for just $69. The deal quickly went viral on Twitter, but it turns out the price was a big mistake. Sears apologized, blaming the error on a third-party vendor. The company says the deal will not be honored. Coming up next this morning, Harry Potter is breaking more records at the box office this weekend. We'll have the details. Now here's a look at your lottery numbers from last night's drawing. Hope you stay with us for more Good Morning Richmond. Thanks for staying with us. Recapping this morning's top stories, Casey Anthony is now a free woman. Anthony was released just after midnight, only 12 days after she was acquitted of murder and the death of her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee. The 25-year-old left the Orange County Jail in an SUV with her attorney, Jose Baez. Right now, it is unknown where Anthony will go, but security experts are warning her to avoid the public. And back here at home, fights break out last night after an underage party in Henrico County. Just before 11 last night, police responded to the intersection of Maywell Street and Thalbro Street for crowd control. Officers say some of the partygoers were exposed to pepper spray and were treated on scene. Richmond police also assisted in the incident. Paul?
All right, let's talk about weather. And again, we're looking at a beautiful day today.
Gorgeous,
it's nice and warm out there. Here's your 8-day forecast. 89 degrees, up to the 90s for the next several days. Now, low 90s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, middle 90s, and then we crank it up. And we're going to be in the upper 90s Thursday, probably hitting 100 at least once between Thursday and Sunday. So it's going to be a very hot end to the week if all holds as we think it will. So prepare yourself for now. Otherwise, pretty dry, too. You know, we had a lot of rain the other week, and I wish we could kind of keep that going, but right now we're falling back into a bit of a dry spell out there. I think Tuesday night into Wednesday is the best chance for seeing any rain, and even that is not a great chance. It'll be very scattered stuff as a weak weather system tries to push in. So it's going to be pretty hot and dry here over the next 8 days. Good outdoor weather, but take it easy. Lots of bottles of water out there.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us. We hope you have a great day.
See ya.